He's called a dragon. So, dragon, here, another one. Oh, I didn't know this word. It's not maybe. It's not this one either. This is what you're gonna call a whale? That's why you have to watch out for the snake-tongued devil. You know, that's a whale. That's not a freaking whale, you weirdo. Now you get to think about the whale that swallowed Jonah. That's why you have cartoons like this. To brainwash you, to make you think, to make you see. Image is 1,000 words. This is why he pushed this cartoon. Now I understand. Well, I understand that a long time ago, but now when I first found out, I was thinking to myself, oh, that's why this son of a bitch. He pushed this upon the planet Earth like, yeah, Geppetto got swallowed by a whale, and then he used the cartoons to bump it to 1 billion people. Billions of people have seen this this cartoon, man, or know about it at least. I've heard it, you know, or seen it a little bit. Not even look. I mean, you know, you have hearing and listening. Yeah. Here, I just heard about it, you know, but I didn't really listen. So some people just saw the cartoon but didn't sit down and looked at it. You know what I mean with that? Yeah, I hope you know what I mean with that. Right. So, but they know about it. They know about Pinocchio, like the one that is a what is he? A robot? No. I mean a wood, and then he turns into a real person. Right. So okay, that part. So now going back to over here. So, thou art like a young lion of the nations, and thou art as a whale in the seas. And speaking of that lion, because I mentioned that thing in Hosea. Oh, where's it Nahum? I don't know anymore. Cups. Where is it? Hosea? Ezekiel? No. Oh, Nahum. Yeah, I got it. Nahum chapter 2. I knew it was somewhere there. Nahum chapter 2, verse 11, if I'm correct. Yeah. So it says here. So Nineveh, modern day Nineveh is America, by the way. But Nineveh, so Nahum chapter 2, verse 11, but Nineveh is of old like a pool of water. Yet they shall flee away. Stand, they shall cry, but none shall look back. So when it's time for war, so Nineveh is a pool of water, meaning they're stable, meaning they are prosperous. Because if you are near water and you are a city, you're prosperous. And they worship their little devils, so they're very prosperous with it. Psalms chapter 1 verse and so if you please the Lord, right, it says here, I'm just gonna go to the point. If you please the Lord, so let me Psalms 1 and 2. But his delight shall be in the law of the Lord, and his law in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So a man that stays in the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and stays out of the way of the ungodly, and doesn't walk in the path of sinners and stuff like that, he shall be like a tree planted near waters, meaning he shall be prosperous. That's what it means. Right. So Nineveh was very prosperous. Nineveh was the town of Ashur, the city of Ashur. Right? Ashur made Nineveh in Genesis chapter 1. And he was very prosperous. These were the Assyrians, which is also mentioned in the book of Ezekiel chapter 31. Chapter 31. Ezekiel chapter 31. Here. But, like the elder apostle said, verse 6 until verse 9, you could apply Adam there. But if you read it as what it says, then like the elder apostles explained, certain chapters have multiple how you call those things, multiple meanings, you know. Okay, just like how it says that in let me see, Babylon is also America, you know. See, and it's also, you know, ancient Babylon. Yeah. So right, going on. So it says here verse 9, Nahum 2 and 9. Take ye the spoil. Oh yeah, it says here, yet they shall flee away. Stand, stand, shall they cry, but none shall look back. They're gonna lose the war. Modern day Nineveh is gonna lose the war. They are very prosperous and very strong in their military, but once it's time, then the Heavenly Father is gonna break them down. Verse 9. Take, like I said, if I read this book as the chapter how it was written, it's talking about ancient Nineveh. But I'm not talking about that one right now. Lord willing, I'll do a video concerning that. Then I'll merge the two together, which is ancient Nineveh, and then I'll show you that it's actually modern day Nineveh also, which is America. It's basically Esau. Basically Esau, because you have Europe in there too. See, there I jumped another dimension also, which is the same thing, right, going on. Take ye the spoil of silver, take the spoil of gold, for there is none end of the store and of glory out of all the pleasant furniture. They have a lot of things, but once they gonna get robbed, think about it. Think about it. If America was to fall right now, and the heathen nations was to have their feast upon them, they would grab everything, man. Every gold, everything that they have. That's why in England they're angry, because the Pakistani people come over there and they fuck them over. Just like how England, the British armies went over there and they fucked them over. Remember that shit? A few hundred years ago? Now it's happening to you. How about that? Feel good, doesn't it? Verse 10. She is empty and void. Nineveh was destroyed and waste. And the heart melted. Everybody turned into bitches. And their knees smite together like in a cartoon, because they're scared. And they will be scared. Modern day Nineveh will be scared, because the Carmanians and the dragons of the Arabians are going to come and butcher them. You already have the Arabs there and the Carmanians there, which are Elam, Pakistani and stuff like that. They are already in England. They're going to fuck them over, boy. And the English people are going to be so scared. So scared. They're scared now. Okay? And much pain is in all loins. Oh, they're going to grab their belly like they're finna be pregnant or something like that. And the faces of them all gather blackness. They're going to be somber in those days. Where is the dwelling of the lions? Where are the tough Edomites, huh? And the feeding place of the young lions. With the tough young lions. British Empire used to butcher the people. Yeah! Right? Where are you? Where are your tough guys? Where are you? America used to beat people up. Stomp on your face. Where are all your tough guys? 2nd Ezra says you're going to be a bitch. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 16. One of those two. You can read both of them, because it says like the Carmanians and the dragons of the Arabians are gonna come. The Carmanians are gonna be like the boar, the zwines. If you don't know about a zwine, it's a very dangerous animal, boy. It's a very dangerous animal, and it's very powerful too. Well, that's going to be how that's how the Elam is going to be against the Edomites, and they're gonna cry. Where the lion, even the old lion, walked. Yeah, the old Edomites, they used to walk in with no fear, right? And the lions whelps, and none made them afraid. They wasn't afraid in the time of the British Empire, in the time of so that's why they're trying to make America great again, because they wasn't afraid. Nobody dared to step against them. But now, like Isaiah chapter 14 explains, that now basically they have nuclear missiles too. What are you gonna do? I mean, literally, what you gonna do? I'd kill a million of you also now. How about that? Okay? So, the lion did tear in pieces enough for his whelps. That's why back in the days you had a white picket fence. That's what you had back in the days. A young couple smiling, and waving from behind a white picket fence. They had this. They had 1950s and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? White picket fence theory. A person blindly holds the idea of a perfect lifestyle despite... No, that's not what it is. Nowadays is this. Throughout movies and stuff like that, they are used to symbolize a perfect middle-class suburban life. This prevailing imagery has led to some call the white picket syndrome. It is a white picket because it was real. Jacob was trying to get this back in America. I remember those days, how the Jake's trying to also get what the Edomites have and all that there, He only had like one wife, one kid. No, sorry. He had a wife and 2 kids, and some of them had more, but anyway, a wife and 2 kids, and then only he had to work. She was at home teaching the children and making them grow up and stuff like that, you know, teaching them how to actually be up in the planet Earth instead of a total stranger at the end of the class or in front of the class just teaching you stuff that comes from another motherfucker, you know, just bullshit. Flying reindeers and all that. They had that, but I'm just giving you an example about the bullshit that they're teaching. But yeah, so let me see. A symbol of an ideal middle-class suburban life. It was not just a symbol, it was the reality back then, with a large house, family, and peaceful lifestyle. 100% that they had that. So what is the peaceful lifestyle also representative of? Here, the lion did tear in pieces enough for his whelps. They had enough. They had it. He bought Christmas and thing. You had Jake in the 90s trying to emulate the beautiful Edomite life that they saw on the television. They had houses that was massively big. They had a Christmas tree that was tall and all that. They had all these trinkets and ornaments upon it, and all the heathen nations wanted to imitate it. They loved it. They looked at it. They wanted to go to America, live there, have the American dream, right? And strangled for his lioness. He used to do all these things just to feed his girl, just to buy things for his girl. He used to, or rather, he was a cutthroat, like actually go to other heathen nations and take their mineral resources and stuff like that. Or he was basically very go get it mentality, just to make sure that his wife was happy and stuff like that, right? And filled his holes with prey. Yeah, that's what they did, because they had enough food. They had enough resources and stuff like that, because they killed everybody and they made everybody their prey. Yeah. And his den with raven. So basically they had everything. They had, his den was full, all the things, you had even other animals be looking at him like, man, this guy is full. It's like a squirrel gathering all these nuts in the wintertime and stuff like that. And you see the other heathen nations, the other squirrels, they'd be like, man, I ain't got no nuts, right? So, but the Lord said, but behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh the Lord of hosts, and I will burn her chariots in fire and smoke, and the sword shall devour thy young lions, and I will cut off thy prey from the world. And we are the prey nowadays, and also the heathen nations, because they have the mineral resources that Esau's stealing. So once that time comes, they that were confederate thee have laid a wound under thee. Obadiah chapter 1. And the other one was, when thou cease to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee, which is Isaiah 33, if I'm correct, something like that, or Isaiah 32 or 31 or 30, one of those three. Or maybe Isaiah 33. I think I said that already. And it says here, prey from off the earth. The Lord is going to cut your prey off from off the earth. So you're not going to be feeding on them anymore, but butchering them and stuff like that. And the voice of thy messengers shall no more be heard. Right, because they always send messengers like Hitman, economic Hitman, and which is this one here. I'm going to put the link. Economic Hitman. I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. That's what they do. One of their many angels, one of their many messengers, and basically messengers of death. That's what they watch the documentary. Then you're gonna see what I'm talking about. They are messengers of death, because they come bring death to you, boy. They are. They 100%, and they also come to bring decrees, evil, unrighteous, draconian type decrees, because he's a goddamn dragon. That's why he's taxing you up the ass. That's why everything is getting more expensive. You'd be like, motherfucker, you set that shit up, goddamn devil. You're fucking around with the market. For example, they say oil got more expensive. Do you know how many countries are in the EU? Not in Europe. I mean the EU. It's at 44, I think, or 45, or in the EU. Okay, there's 27 countries part of the EU. Okay, but there are 51 countries here. There are 50. Wow, there are 51 countries in Europe, but I think 27 of them are part of the European Union thing, whatever. But my point is this: all 51 of these countries, you can just type in Germany and okay, sunflower fields. You will see fields upon fields upon fields of endless fields, right? Netherlands. You can see ends of it. You can see on what's this? France. Ends of Italy. Ends. Hungary. Czech. Let's spell that again. I always have to. Czechia, which is another country. The Czechians here. You have Spain here. Okay, so what the hell is that thing with Ukraine? Because Ukraine is in war, and now people say that because of the war in Ukraine there is no oil because sunflower oil. Here. Supply chain disrupted and are now affecting the global vegetable oil market. They have led to higher prices, which are expected. Anyway, this is this bullshit. What is the impact of the war in Ukraine and export of vegetable oils? Ukraine and Russia are the two largest exporters. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You believe that shit, man? They're deceiving the funk out of you, man. Come on, man. You believe that shit, man? You believe that shit, man? There's 51 countries in Europe. All of them have fields of this thing. Who's fucking around with the market? How about who's counting? They're playing with you. So he's a goddamn devil. He's a dragon. He a cruel beast. Yeah. He's just raising up the price for no fucking reason. And then you had the oil, the gas line blown up. You'll hear nothing about this no more. You had the Russia European gas line. What's it called again? Nord Stream. Sounds like a fucking VPN shit or something like that. You know, Nord Stream. From you can just safely browse the internet, right? NordVPN or Nord Stream VPN, whatever. You stream some kind of. Anyway, the point is, it was a pipeline from Russia going into Germany. Why the fuck would you fight with Russia if you say that they're the only one on the planet Earth to give us that gas? Why the hell would you fight with them? You're lying. All y'all in cahoots with each other, trying to fuck over the people upon the planet Earth. This is why the Heavenly Father said, Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. You know how expensive it is to keep the heat on in the wintertime? Boy, you're gonna really hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? In your pockets, you're gonna hurt yourself. But why are you fighting with the people that are the ones that so-called, according to you, right, have the gas? Don't other countries have? Why are you depending on your enemy for gas in the first place? It's your so-called enemy, right? Yo, my man, they're playing with you, but it's all good because the Heavenly Father is setting this all up. Everything is going to get more expensive, but they're doing it on purpose. It's the elites doing it. The average people have no freaking idea what the hell is going on, and they can't think for themselves. That's why they're being led to the slaughter, just like how the Israelites were led to the slaughter. And it's the funny part because their own people are doing it, but it's the Heavenly Father that's gearing it up beautifully. So now let me go back to over here. Isaiah chapter 27 verse 1. Did I have more precepts? Let me see something. Okay, so Esau is a lion and he's a dragon, and Pharaoh is a lion and he's a dragon. It's them. But nowadays the modern day pharaohs are Edomites. They are the modern day Egyptians also, which is Mizraim. The modern day Mizraimites is Esau. Right. Ezekiel 32 and the rest of 2. Thou art like a young lion of the nations, and thou art a whale in the sea, a dragon in the sea. They're fucking around again. The Revelation chapter 22 is they're gonna get exterminated, man. These people, they're changing words and make you think of some kind of fish. Well, should I call them a fish? The dragons? Because yeah, they are Leviathan. They are Leviathan all in together. I mean, octopus is Leviathan, but just for edification's sake, not to try to be smart or something like that, they're goddamn devils. And they're lying to you. That's the point. This is a dragon going on. So it says here, And thou camest forth with thy rivers, with their rivers, because back in the days you have Rome, and Rome had all the roads, and they had also access to the sea, and therefore you could your transportation is very prosperous. Your transportation is very fast, because on roads you might get ambushed by bandits or something like that, and it's also going to take long. If you want to go through land, you need to chop forest and all that. It's too long. All you need to do is just go on the water, and you can go 360 degrees wherever you want, and you can do that. But on the land here, for example, let's give an example here. Let me see. Yeah, let's say okay. Oh, I got a better one. Check this out. Let's say you need to be here. Here is a city, right? And here is then water, right? And I know it's a road, but let me, oh man, I want a greater example, better example. Let's say you need to get here, right? But let's say this is a very thick forest and all that there. The ground is kind of fucked up and all that there, and you want to do it fast, right? You ain't got no time for that. But there's a river here that goes here and then comes here. Where do you think you're gonna go? You're gonna take the river, man, and then you're gonna go there and then come here. Blah, that's it. You're not gonna waste money and time and manpower to chop all this down. Then you got to put a road for the heavy vehicles because it's gonna 100% sink. You got to put a road and all that. You wasted time. So you're just gonna use the water, and that's gonna make you very prosperous. You're gonna be on time. You're gonna lose no, you're not gonna lose money. You're gonna gain money instead of losing money and all that there. See, these type of forests, I mean, let's say you need to get to the crossover, you need to cross over from here to there. If you have just like a vehicles and stuff, it's gonna take you long. You're gonna have to do things, chop things down, manpower. You're gonna have to pay people. Meanwhile, if you just have a boat, you have these boats. These boats can carry more than any plane upon the planet Earth. They don't have planes like that. Airplanes, they don't have it. So they just use the water, and then they bring it. They don't have roads. Let's say this was a car or a truck, whatever you want to call it. What road can sustain this truck? And with the heaviness of it too. Come on, man. All the stone is going to break. You can't. How you gonna turn this? Let's say there's a U-turn, or even a bow turn. How you gonna turn this, man? And what road is that broad that can make this thing change, like change direction, like how what it's doing right now? You can't do that, man. You can't do that on the street. It can't even do that here. It needs somewhere else to go. Yeah, you stuck. See, they have to help it. Like if it's stuck, they have to push it and stuff like that. Here, boat got stuck in Suez Canal, shut down global commerce. one little mischief, one little mistake. I bet your ass he got fired. They're missing money. Suez Canal makes in one day how much money? 15 million. What? It went up. Whoa, I gotta save this picture because they was talking about that it made 50. See? Oh, this was 2020. How much? When is this? 2024. Shit got more expensive. See? I didn't even know that one. Let me take a screen picture of this one. Yeah. Is estimated in daily revenues. Because I remember this one, but this one it says here even 2022, the highest in the canal's history on 2021. You know what was in 2021? Lockdown. Yeah. And then everything got more expensive. If something costs $500, they raised the price to like 3,000 and stuff like that. Some of them 1,500. Yeah, man. I saw things, man, like electronical things like PlayStation and software for your hardware, sorry, for your computers, you know. Yeah, man, I saw those prices going up. I was like, shit. Lucky for me, I don't need none of these things. Actually, I needed one thing, so I waited. I just needed one thing, by the way. But anyway, the point is that they're making money. They're actually doing prosperous right now. Their rivers is full of his traffic is great. Just like Ezekiel 28, the traffic of those Canaanites was great. Modern day Prince of Tyre, with all the rivers, all the lands and so that he had. Modern day is Esau. He has now. Back in the days, you had the Prince of Tyrus, which is Tyre, this is a Canaanite. He had the ships of Tarshish and Kittim, which are Japhetic people that was very good with the sea. Yeah, and they brought the transports for him and stuff like that. They worked for him. Well, nowadays, modern Prince of Tyre is Esau, and who is his Kittim and Tarshish? Ishmael. His Japhet is Ishmael, right? What's going on? So it says here, forth with thy rivers, and troubled the waters with thy feet, because he was a beast. He was fucking around and troubling the waters, especially for other people. And foulest their rivers, because if you go there, you can't go there. You cannot, just like how you have a drug dealer in one spot, right? If another drug dealer comes over there, what's going to happen? They're going to fight because he wants everything for himself. They're not about sharing. So Esau is that savage beast that just wants to take everybody's food out of their mouth while they're eating, snatch it out your hand. Whoop! That's why all the people, what do? He put people onto himself. That's why all the people come to his lands so he can make more money off of them with all the labor and stuff like that. And also cheap labor, because a lot of people from the other heathen nations, they come here and then they work for less than the people that already here that know in their mind, like, no, I deserve better, I deserve more. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just get me some people from over there and pay them less than you, and they're gonna be more happy than you, and they're gonna multiply more than you, because I'm a government fund them also. Esau is a brilliant demon. I'm telling you, he's fucking them over. That's funny to me, because I see what's going on. I'm looking at it like that. This guy's a devil. He's a devil. He's fucking over his own people. But while everybody is coming to, like, for Europe, Western Europe, all the heathen nations and stuff like that, while everybody's coming here, he's robbing them over there. He's making their lands even more poor, because they're not helping to stabilize their own market and stuff like that by working in their own lands, having their own money circulate around. No, they bring they take Esau's money and then they spend it here where Esau is. That he gets richer from all that, you know. Some of them do bring back to their lands, but they don't really want to live there, because they'll be like, no, yours kind of fucked up, and women laws are not that good over there, so the women don't want to go over there, you know. They want to be free here and stuff like that, you know. So Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. The Lord is doing that. He's going to do that. Revelation chapter 17 verse 5, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are people and multitudes and nations and tongues. So Isaiah chapter 27 verse 1, in that day with his sore and great strong sword shall punish. In that day the Heavenly Father Yahweh with his sword is going to hurt, and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, that the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon in the midst of the people. This is talking about their governments, their Esau and stuff like that. This Esau. So there's three Leviathans. You have the one Leviathan that is the actual creature that spits fire as like a dragon. Then you have the other Leviathan. He's the one that it's like all the fishes put together in one, just like how you have the humans, and then you have the human race, but within, like, the human species, and within that species you have different races. You know, Asiatic, you have the so-called Afro, whatever they call it, and then you have the Arab and all that there, you know, stuff like that, right? So that's the other Leviathan number 2, and then you have the Leviathan that's actually a person, because they're draconian laws and draconian ways. They're evil people, like a dragon, right? That's now then therefore in modern day here now is Esau, right? But you also have the, I have to get it actually, the dragons of Arabia. Let me see here. They're also dragons, by the way, named as dragons, as you can see here. And some people are named Zwine also here. Dragons. Here, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia are they actually? No, it's actually talking about Ishmaels because they're cruel too. These Ishmaelites are fucking cruel if you don't know. They're cruel. If you go to their lands, they're fucking cruel, boy. I'm telling you. Shall come out with many chariots and multitudes of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear may fear and tremble. And who's that? Esau. He's the one that's going to be really scared of these dragons, these Arabians. Verse 30. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. So the Carmanians are going to be like a bunch of wild boars, man. Hey, you better get the fuck out the way, because they ain't playing. Dragons ain't playing, and wild boars ain't playing. Wild boars. Well, man, a domestic boar is already dangerous. How about a wild boar? You can't tame him. You cannot stop him. He's strong. He's hella strong, right? And it says here, and join battle with them. With who? The dragons of Arabia, because most of them have the Islam thing that joins them together. And shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. When you read it like this, it's talking about the ancient times, because they did fight. The Elam and Ishmael did fight against Ashur. But modern day Ashur is Esau. And in this case, of course, America, yes, but England also. So they're going to fight there too. If you didn't know, dummy. No, just Islam. My fingers is cold, so I can't type that yet. I don't know, it's kind of cold in the house. Okay, you can groom me, guys. UK anti-Islam activist jailed. Okay, what is he jailed? I didn't know that. 18 months. What? Known by the pseudonym. No pseudonym. He's a British whatever the fuck is wrong with this guy. 11 days ago.
My activism,
whatever, dude. But let me see, Tommy Robinson. Oh, England has changed. England, I saw this video, has changed. I was laughing. I think I put a comment too, laughing at them. London has changed. Barbley, my last visit. Yeah, he was bitching and complaining. So I said, wait a minute. This is the same thing that y'all did to their lands. And what about the slave descendants? What about America? What about the natives? What about them? You did the same thing. You came, just like how you say these people came here. There wasn't even hospitable. We was hospitable toward them, and they made a mess out of it and stuff like that. Oh, okay, that's China. It's not London. And all that type of stuff, and bitching and complaining about, we let you in here and this is how you repay us. That's the same thing that you did with the Native Americans. So guess what? Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo-hoo. You got what you deserve. I live in London, was born and raised there, and now it's absolutely a shit pit. Why? Now it's an absolute shit pit. Why? Because other nations out there, that's the same thing that you did to them a few hundred years ago. Fuck all these devils, man. I am only stay here because of work. And fuck you. Once that time comes, you ain't gonna have no more. You're gonna work all right. You're gonna work all right. How about that? But once that time comes, your job is gonna fall. Vintage is gonna fall. The saddest part, this is a dumb Negro. The saddest part is this all had been done intentionally. Good that you know. To so many formerly iconic, beautiful cities all over the U.S. and so much of Europe and such much of whatever, man. Whatever, man. I think I even commented this house Negro. I'm not sure. Anyway, so the point is that they're being screwed over right now, which is beautiful. All y'all deserve this. This is what y'all did and dished out upon the planet Earth, and now it's happening back to you. And you're complaining. Just take it like a man and walk the plank. Just walk the plank, man. As many as you did to the heathen nations. Look, you got Elam running amok in your lands. Think about it. If their land was so great, why the fuck would they be here? No, you robbed them. All their riches is here also. I remember this guy said, India man, here. This guy, he came there. You have this female made of thing, but this from Vice. So the Edomites themselves are against y'all. This guy said it. This guy said it. Let me see something. Yeah, this guy is this guy, and I'll click on this one. This guy said it the faster. I just put the fast one. Give me this one.
Between 1765 and 1938, the British Isles stole $45 trillion pounds from India. 45 trillion sterling from India. We never got paid for that. When the British left India, when we threw the British out, our literacy rate was 13%. So much for several hundred years of so-called civilization. Meanwhile, our landscapes were destroyed. And then you left, and now you dare to condescend to us. You love lecturing us because you have a colonial mentality. Then there are colonial...
This is the same thing concerning the lions of Nahum chapter 2 verse 11. The lions, they used to feed off of other people. They used to break the prey in pieces and take what they have and everything. And they used to walk around proud and he couldn't do anything. There was old Edomites and you had young dudes scared of them. You know what I'm saying? Young dudes full in their full burst of strength and all testosterone or whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying, in the gym and all that strength. Well, back in the days it was not actually really gym and stuff like that. They was just strong, but they would dare to trample on that old Edomite. They wouldn't dare.
Structures and institutions. You lend us money, and every time you lend us money, which is our money, every time the International Monetary Fund comes to our societies and they tell us, here's the money we are giving you, no, it's our money. You give us our money back as debt, and then you lecture us about how we should live. You want to lecture us. You want to tell us that we are responsible for all the problems because you'll never accept that you're the one principally to blame.
See, the heathen nations are waking up like, hey, what? They're going to start. These are the Carmanians. They're also going to start. And these are the ones, Carmanians too. They're going to butcher you Edomites. Yeah, there's many videos that you could just watch on YouTube and stuff like that. But I typed in like, how much does it take to, how long does it take to spend 1 trillion? $1 million an hour. No, that's not what I want. The Earth is not even 1 trillion seconds old, but I'm not looking for that. This is what I'm looking for. So just how much is a trillion? Okay, so if you go here, it says spending 1 million an hour non-stop for 24 hours a day. You wouldn't run out of 1 trillion in 411 years. Did you get that? So if you was to spend 1 million an hour 24/7, 365 days a year, you would not run out of 1 trillion even after 411 years. How many hours are in a year? 8,760. So 8,760 million a year. It would take you over 411 years. Let me see. That's one. 476. Times what? 1 million? Oh, times what? No, 1 million. Times 1 million is of course this, and then times what? 411. Here, I don't even know what it says right there. I don't know these numbers. I don't know what the fuck it is. Let me see. I don't even know what it is. What is this? How much is this? How much is this? I don't even know. Google don't even know. 6,000. Look, I could actually stop the video and try to figure it out, but I'm not gonna do that. What is this? What's this? This is 360 million. What? This is 3 billion, and this is what? What is this? What come after billion? Trillion? I don't know. What comes after billion? Yeah, are you gonna tell me or what? What comes after billion? I don't know. Oh, here. Oh, trillion. Oh, okay. So it says right here, what, 3 trillion? That's not, that wouldn't be good, right? Well, you can count it out for yourself, but I have never looked it up. But, and 1 trillion a year for 411 years. Okay. Basically, if you just count it, you will be a few hundred years. How many? Here, I have not counted actually. Let me see. This one, type what? 300 or something. Let me see. 300 years. 300 years. Okay. Maybe 100 years then. Huh? Aren't you clicking no more? What? It doesn't click? Doesn't work anymore. Oh. Okay, and what times what? 50? Did I even corrected it right? Right, let me see. This one is 1 year, right? Is it 1 year? Okay, I'm gonna have to do that on the side. But the point is that it takes a while for you to be able to spend 1 trillion, and they stole 45 trillion from India, and that's just what they documented. What about the offshore lines? I mean, they were selling Indian women too, right? They just stole mineral resources and stuff like that. And what about the trafficking that they had? You know, selling their females, selling their children, the Jeffrey Epstein style. Anyway, going on. I'll do this offline because I'm confusing myself right over there. Anyway, that's what they did, right? They made money. They made money. Which is good because they're gonna swallow everything. They're not gonna swallow everything 100%. The Lord's gonna knock it out their stomach. Okay, so this happened already to the Assyrian Empire back then. Verse 31, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 31. Then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. Ishmael, he shall be like a wild what? A wild man. Let me see here. Genesis 16:12. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. All those Shemites over there. And don't forget, Elam is a Shemite too. And a lot of them have Islam too. And they will get together. 100%. I'm going on back to over here. Where was I? Yeah, I think here. So yeah, that's that part, and I'm not even finished yet. That's only one sentence. Let me see if I'm done with this one. Okay, so going back to over here. So he's the dragon that is in the midst of the people. Esau is in the midst of the people nowadays. So that's talking about Esau and him being in the midst of the people. Okay. In that day, sing ye unto her a vineyard of red wine. So this is you can do this double fold. I'm gonna do the fold against them, and I'm gonna do the fold for Israel, because the chapter is named Israel to be delivered, right? So here you have the book of Isaiah chapter 5. What is this? Let me see something. No, oh no. Isaiah chapter 5. Let me go to Already read those. Oh yeah, here you have the word vagabond, of course, which is someone that is a wanderer. And here you have the word, where is it? Fugitive. You already know what a fugitive is. It's somebody that flees from justice. Esau has not been he's not been found. He's a criminal. Esau is a criminal. He's a vagabond. He's a criminal, and he's fleeing from justice. Originally denoting a criminal, a vagabond. Why? Because a vagabond doesn't stay in one place. Esau is the biggest criminal in existence upon the planet Earth. He steals. I showed you what he just stole. I showed you what he just stole. 45 trillion. I need to double count that again. I mean, the calculations and stuff like that probably didn't even do it good. But I need to check it. But anyway, let me see something. It's going on. So here you have Esau as a wanderer. He doesn't stay at home. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up in him is not upright. He's just evil. But the just shall live by his faith. Right? But the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also he transgresseth by wine, because by his philosophies he transgresses. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. Death is always hungry, always eating, always somebody dying, always somebody being put in the grave, and in the earth. Hell is the earth. And he doesn't keep at home. He's always in other people's business, and lands and stuff like that, and cannot be satisfied. He has so much, and still he wants more. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people, so that he can destroy them and conform them to his mannerisms. That's why when a lot of people from the east go to America or England, their women start turning on them. Their family structures start fucking up, because they start to take the traits of Esau, right? And that's how you destroy a nation, by making them like unto another. That is a wicked thing, you know. They wicked. If the nation is good like the nation of Israel, everybody's gonna be like us. They're gonna follow after our footsteps. Then the earth is gonna be good, peace and all that there. But if you go to a beast, a savage war criminal, yeah, always into war, troubles and all that there, yeah, you're gonna be just like them. You know, you're gonna be just like them. But what was I looking for? Oh yeah, melting pot. America is that great melting pot. What does it say? Melting together with a common culture. Different elements, and in this case, different nations, melting together with a common culture. Just like back in the days of Rome. That's exactly what they're doing. The Romans and the Greeks were the only ones to really gather all nations upon themselves. Those are the Edomites, man. You know, this is what they're doing. Everybody and their mama get a citizenship in America, because he wants you there. All the heathen nations all come together, you know. Well, these are the European nations and stuff like that. But still, you have you have this in America. Brazilianos, you have Chinese, you have Swedish, you have, everybody is there. The melting pot named America. Everybody is there. You got Hamites, Cushites, whatever they're Hamites. Japhetic people, Vietnamese and Thailand and all that type of stuff. The only one that I don't think you really have over there are Aboriginals from Australia. They're not really there, but they're mixed up. Some of them are mixed up with Esau, and also with other Japhetic people, as like the Asiatic ones, and then they do come over here. You know, Polynesians are there too. Polynesian people. So basically everybody's there. That's the melting pot. But think about it. Why ain't they supporting and buying stuff in their own lands to make their economy go bigger? Because Esau fucks your land over, and then makes you poor, and then you want to desire to come over here because your eyes is now big, because all your riches is there. Every heathen nation, their riches is here. Every single individual one of them, from Australia to the point of Africa to to America. Everybody's to South America. I mean, everybody's stuff is there. Is in America here. Everybody is their stuff is there. Their mineral resources is there, or here, or in Europe, where Esau is, or in Russia, where Esau is. You know, they're stealing. So, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? Yes, they will. Isaiah chapter 14, they will fight against him. And also, let me see, Isaiah 14 and Obadiah also. All that were confederate with thee have wounded thee. Let me get those things. Let me see here. Isaiah 14 and Obadiah 1, and also what was the other one that I just had in my head? It was Ilya. So Isaiah 14 and (10). All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp, your pride, is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, all the bullshit, all the noise that you making ruckus. You coming through, stomping straight out of the caves. You bossing people and stuff like that. All that bullshit is gonna stop. All the noise of thy vials, and the worm is spread under thee. The worm and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? This is talking about the ancient king of Babylon, but it's the modern day king of Babylon, Esau. Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? He's the one that did that. He makes you weak, and then you're going to desire to come to his place. And then you're going to work there and make his workforce bigger and greater and make more money because he's going to tax you. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Gather unto himself all nations, heaping them, and also breaking their culture so that he can now destroy you even more. Because most people that grew up around Edomites, when they go back to their own country, they don't accept you as one of their own, actually. So now you're going to have another interclass war within your own nation. They're going to not like you. Like, you think he better because he went to school in America, motherfucker, stuff like that. And you're going to look at them like you dumb because you didn't go to school in America. They're fighting. That's what they're doing. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 7. All the men that were of thy confederates, see, that have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. But Esau doesn't know that the people that come over there that are in the melting pot thing, they're trying to get that money, trying to actually get out and stuff like that, trying to rise up on you. Look at England. They ain't there to live amongst y'all. They're there to establish their shit. Esau doesn't think like that because he's stupid. But he's cunning. But the people are getting enough of you. That's the point. Because back in the days, they wouldn't dare. Esau would kill everybody. And he did. But nowadays, the new generation, and by the way, they're turning into women, while the other heathen nations are turning into men, like lions, boars, and dragons and shit like that. They're going to get you, boy. There is none understanding in him. Oh, why are you racist against me? Why are you racist? Why do you hate white people? You don't remember what you did? They didn't. I didn't forget. They didn't forget neither, the heathen nations. The Jacob descendants didn't forget. Well, a lot of them actually did forget. And they forgot and forgive. They forgive and forgot. Yep. Yeah, okay. So now I'm going to the book of Isaiah chapter 33 verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. They shall spoil you. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. I saw this movie, Furiosa. Sometimes I fantasize, Furiosa, Mad Max. And in this movie, the women were turned into sex slaves. So I start thinking, of course. And I'm thinking, I was thinking to myself, like, man, don't know. That would be fun. You ain't gonna you ain't gonna have no woman warrior walking around. You know, I'm not gonna say too much. The thing is, you should know for yourself. You're not gonna have a woman stretching out her little skinny ass arms and talking about she gonna take heads and stuff like that. I'm looking at you like, but you gonna get pregnant. You gonna get pregnant. You gonna get pregnant against your will. How about that? I said it as nice as possible. I said it as friendly as possible, as non-offending as possible. You should think for yourself what I just said right there. But that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna have these tough warrior women, G.I. Jane. You looking all pretty and shit. Man, you gonna get snuffed out, and not just you. You have all the women up on the planet Earth. They gonna get snuffed out. So I saw this movie and I was thinking to myself, like, this is actually going to happen in the future, to a certain degree, minus the cars rolling around the whole time. Cause where you get the oil from? Come on, man, that's just bullshit, man. You got these people running around in cars and stuff, like, all driving around, I should say. And where's the oil? You think Esau's gonna give you oil? You gonna walk. He's gonna shut it. He's already making 15-minute cities. You think you gonna have oil? Really? He's trying to take away oil. 1984, the book, basically. He's gonna take stuff. You ain't gonna own nothing. So that's why I said this is gonna be the future. But not 100% like this, because ain't nobody gonna have transportations to just go wherever you think that you finna feel going. No. You're staying in one place. Know what I'm saying? Whether it be locked up or locked in, meaning those 15-minute cities you ain't getting out. So you're gonna be locked up in jail, or you're gonna be locked in the facilities that they choose for you. And of course, outside of that, you're gonna have other facilities and stuff like that. But those you're gonna have to be off the grid. You're gonna have to start your own stuff, get your own food, get your own water, because Esau's not gonna be helping you. He's gonna be the dragon of the planet Earth, man. Like a madman sparing none, right? And that series funnily called Mad Max. Right. So going to over here, Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence. This is what they're doing with the heathen nations. This is what they did with the Jacob descendants. And even in their own lands, they still keep on robbing the Jacob descendants, right? And houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. That's what they do in their own lands, in their own houses, in their physical individual own houses. They oppress them. The time from the corona thing, C-19, nobody was allowed to go on the street. If you go, they fine you. So they lock you up they made the whole world into a prison. See, you're locked up, but you ain't locked up. You're locked in. You're not locked up, but you're locked in. Yeah. And if you go on the street, they lock you up. How about that? The prisoners. That's what he does. All right? He did that with the world back then. He's doing it right now. And in the time of the corona, he did it again. He's continually doing it. Can you leave the land without a passport? Let me see you try. If you bought it, do it then. See what happens to you. You're locked in. You can't get out. You can try if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Just cross the border. Talk about, I'm free. I have my rights. Do it then. Micah chapter 2, that will show you that you're a prisoner. Micah chapter 2, verse 3. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I am against this family. Behold. So what? Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family, and in this case is the family of Edom. But you had this, if you read the chapter, it's talking about them wicked jigs. It's them wicked jigs that was doing that against their own. But, just like the Heavenly Father said, the curser shall come upon every one that hateth thee. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Bye-bye. Now it's your turn to suffer by your own people. If you look at Ezra chapter 9, verse 2, on down, actually, not just 2, but Ezra chapter 9, you will see that it was the leaders of Israel that was pushing the rest of the Israelites. Go get him. Go make some mixed breeds. Go get him. Go get him, nigga. Go get him. They did that. They was the head spear doing that shit. Who is the head spear pushing the rest of the Edomites to do the here?